YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be filming my first makeup video. I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for so long now, and I just thought what better time than to start it during this situation we see ourselves in. It's obviously very scary, but I just thought now's the time to finally do what I've always wanted to do. So I'm not a makeup artist, this is just the kind of makeup that works for me currently. I have run out of a few of my favourite products, but I'll talk you through that as I go along. So I've already cleansed and toned my face. If you're interested in seeing my skincare video, just leave me a comment below and that's possibly something I could film next. So I've actually run out of my favourite moisturiser, which is the French brand Moisturiser. I don't know if anyone uses it, or if you haven't, make sure you try it. It's honestly the best moisturiser I've used. As you can see, it's well used. So I picked up this one from Aldi the other week, only because we're not going very far. It's the Lacura Day Cream Sun Factor 15. So I'm just going to apply some of this. Just take my hair. This is actually really nice, and I think it was only like $5.99 or something like that. If you've used it, let me know. It actually smells quite nice as well. And it's really handy that it's got the Sun Factor 15 in it. I'm just going to press it into the skin and take any excess down the neck. People always forget to moisturise their necks. So there we go, we've got a good base. Obviously I always moisturise because it makes your foundation go on nicer. So the foundation I'm going to be using is the L'Oreal True Match. It's currently really empty. I use colour 2N and vanilla. So I don't know if you can see that. This foundation is honestly amazing. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to see if there's any left. I'm going to take a beauty blender. This is actually the one from Aldi's. I think it's really great. I did used to have the One by Beauty blender, and it is very expensive, and you know, for a sponge I think this was about £4. So I'm just going to take some of my Mario Badescu facial spray, and I'm just going to spray that on to my blender. This is my Spectrum brush in B01. These brushes are amazing. This is the foundation brush. Oh, we do have some left. Not a lot. So I'm just gonna start applying that all over. I find applying it with a brush first really helps get it all over your face, and then I finish off using the beauty blender to get rid of any brush marks. And then I make sure I take it down the neck. Nothing worse than having a different colour neck. I'm just going to try and get a little bit more. I think that's it. Just going to go back into the areas I have a bit of redness on my cheeks and my nose. As you can see, it creates such a nice even base, and it's very glowy. Just gonna get into my hairline. So next I'm gonna make sure that's damp. And then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just press it over my skin. So it's nice and even now. Does anyone else use this L'Oreal foundation? I absolutely love it. Normally as well, I use, my favourite foundation is my Chanel Aqua Lumiere. This one. I don't know if anyone has used this, it's so good. I use colour 20 beige, unfortunately I've run out. I tend to use this one only for special occasions because it's quite expensive and it's quite small, so I find this is great as an everyday one, and then this one for special occasions. Right, next I'm going to be taking my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm sure you've all heard of this, it's so good. I'm just going to take my other beauty blender and I'm just going to dab the beauty blender in, and I'm going to apply this under my eyes. And the same the other side. This is great for setting foundation, and when I do my eyeshadow next, it prevents any loose, well, if any loose eyeshadow falls down, I can just sweep it off with the setting powder. I'm just going to take some down the centre of the nose, on the chin. These are the areas I get a little bit oily, so this is great for helping prevent that, and just a little bit on the forehead. Right, I'm going to leave that like that. I think this is what they call like baking, so yeah, baking my face. So next I'm going to be taking my ultimate favourite foundation, no, not foundation, we've done that, bronzer. This is the, oh my god, look how dirty it is. This is the Chanel Tan de Soleil, and if you haven't used this, I fully recommend trying it. Look how well used it is. This is my second one, but honestly it lasts probably around a whole year, which is really good because the shelf life on this is 18 months. So it's really, really great. So I'm just taking my old Real Techniques brush. I can't remember what this one is, it's faded, but it's good. So I'm just going to swirl that round, and I'm going to apply some onto my cheeks. See it just giving my cheek a bit of life. It's such a nice colour, it's so universal. I think it is just one colour, I believe. And then I'm just going to do this side. And next I'm going to take it up into the ear, like area here, and then up into the forehead. These are the areas that tend to tan when you're on holiday, so it's the places on your face that are exposed to the sun. So it's a really great way of giving yourself a bit of a glow. You can now see my face starting to warm up. I also take a little bit of this before I do my eyeshadow and apply it across my eyelids. It's really great. Sometimes I even wear this on its own. And lastly, I'm just going to put a little bit on my jawline. This just creates a little bit of definition, so your face and neck don't really like have too much of a blend. You want to look like you've got a jawline. Yeah, I'm happy with that, I think. So now I'm going to do my eyeshadow. So currently my favourite palette has got to be the Kylie Jenner bronze palette. So if you haven't seen it, this is what it looks like. I'm going to be using this shade and a little bit of this one, and then maybe a bit of orange, or we'll see. So I'm just going to take a fluffy spectrum brush. This is B06, and I'm just going to swirl it around in this light one, and I'm going to take this all over the lid. This is just to create a nice base, even colour. That's really nice. And then I'm going to take the B04 spectrum brush, and I'm just going to use it in this colour, which is very well used. The first colour was topaz, and now this is quartz. So I'm just going to take this across the lid. And then the same the other side. So now for the fun bit, going in with a bit of colour. So I'm going to actually take a little bit of this and this mixed to create a colour for my crease. Just going to go back into my first brush and then blend this . As you can see, it's just a really, really nice subtle bit of way to bring a bit of colour into your eye. I went for this colour to pick up the orange in my top. So yeah, happy with that. Then I'm just going to take a thinner brush, which is the one with the spoolie on the end. This is A24, so it literally looks like this. I'm just going to take a bit of the darker colour and put it round by my eyelash line. Just to give some definition. I think I'm quite happy with that. It's quite subtle. There we go. Love that palette. It's always a go-to. So next I'm going to brush off this powder because it's been there a while and I've finished my eyes. I'm just going to take a large brush. This is also from Spectrum, and this is the A00 brush. Nice big brush, and I'm just going to so that's looking really good. I'm going to just go back in with a bit of bronzer. Right, now that that's done, next step I think is brows. So I have got quite thinner brows, I'm trying to grow them out. I did have my eyebrows microbladed about 2 years ago, and I haven't had them topped up, only the first top up, but I don't think I'd have them done again, to be honest. If I just brush them now, yeah, they're thin, but they have grown a lot, and I've been having them waxed. and dyed regularly. Obviously they haven't been touched for a while due to not being able to go out, so today I'm just gonna fill them in a little bit. I've got this brow gel from Wonder Brow, and this is in shade black/brown. Looks like this. So I'm just going to paint that onto my brows. I really want to try the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. I still haven't tried it, but I think I'd really like to give that one a go. I used to use a MAC brow pencil, but I just found them so expensive and they didn't last long. So if you've got any recommendations for brows, let me know. So I'm just going to take the spoolie and brush this product in. So you can see a bit more of a definition now. So I did have my my brows laminated a couple of months ago, and oh my goodness, I absolutely loved it. It's the trend where all your brow hairs just like point up. I think it was like £30 though for that, a brow dye and a wax, so it's not something I could treat myself to all the time, but maybe once in a while, or even before like a holiday, so your brows look on point. But yeah, they look better. I'm just going to finish that then. This is my favourite brow gel. It's the Brow Artist Plumper from L'Oreal. If you haven't tried this, I definitely recommend it. This is in colour, I think it's medium brown. The colour's faded off, but I always rebuy this. I think this is really empty. It's just like a little spoolie, and then it's got a big colour to it. And you just brush it through your brows. Next up, I'm going to do my mascara. So currently I'm using the number 7 Full 360 Ultra Nourished Panoramic Lash Mascara. So this is what it looks like. And this is the brush. I'm not going to lie, I find the brush a little bit too big. I find it hard to use. I wouldn't really get it again. My favourite mascara is actually by Lancome. It's the Doll Eye one. I don't know if anyone's tried that, but it's amazing. But again, it's pretty expensive, so it's not something I buy all the time. I just find it a little bit clumpy, and the brush is too big to keep going back in. It really widens your eyes up though, without mascara, oh my gosh. Next I'm going to do my lips. So I'm going to take my lip liner, which is the Boldly Bare from MAC. This is a great one if you haven't tried it already. And I'm just going to line the edges. I just follow my natural lip line, I don't overline or anything. It's a really nice natural colour. I'm just going to fill in a little bit, and then I'm going to take my go-to lipstick. This is by MAC and it's the Honey Love colour. It's well used. As you can see, it's such a nice colour. It kind of ties in the colour of my bronzer and my eyeshadow together as well. I'm just going to take a little bit of my By Terry Balm de Rose lip balm and just put a dot in the centre. Make sure they stay moisturised. Next off, I think I'm going to be taking my favourite blusher. So this is by NARS and it's in the colour Orgasm, which is one of their best sellers. It's like a really pinky coral colour. and I'm going to take my Real Techniques brush and just dab the side in a little bit and then brush off any excess. And I'm just going to take it up, not so much here but on the sides a little bit. Look at that colour. If you haven't used this, I definitely recommend it. Just look at that colour. And it's got a bit of a shimmer in it too. It's really, really nice. And then lastly, I think, where is it? I'm just going to spray some of my Mario Badescu facial spray. I do tend to use the Urban Decay All Nighter one, but I've completely run out, so I'm just going to spray my face with this. Just move my hair. Need to sort my hair out now. And there you have it, my finished makeup look. This is obviously taking a lot longer to do because I've talked through every project, but this usually takes me 10 to 15 minutes in the mornings, and obviously, so I hope you enjoyed my look, and any ideas for YouTube videos, please leave them below. I'd really like to get into the swing of posting regularly, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.